EA Sports. It's in the game.
Yo, testing, testing. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Yeah, it's taking forever to find a phone.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. It's the Battle of the Beltway. Baltimore and Washington are underway. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Play action. It's Jackson on the move to his left. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away.
Yeah.
Complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40
Beautiful.
before being taken down. 33 yards that time.
I've heard of quick strike offenses, but this is taking that to the extreme. I mean, the very first snap of the ball game, normally you're thinking, let's get our quarterback comfortable and get him into the flow of the game, but not here. They come out attacking from the outset, and it pays off in a big way.
On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down. Well, you know, paramount for this defense is trying to keep Lamar Jackson somewhat contained when he tries to run. They did a pretty good job of it there.
And you know it's so difficult for every defense that has to prepare for Lamar Jackson? You have to think and play at the same time. And I know that sounds like something you're supposed to do, but when you have to think about your assignments against him, it often slows down your feet. You don't move as fast. You've got to be prepared for this guy every step of the way and then try and match his athleticism.
They'll run for it with Henry. And he'll be brought down, but a tip of the cap on the spin move as that gives him a first down. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid fourth down conversion, and defensively pure frustration. So the drive stays alive after the fourth down conversion. 1st and 10 inside the 30. And now Jackson will look to throw it. And this is what here? Incomplete, they say. Looked like it was intercepted, but he apparently did not get the 2 feet down inbounds.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
They run wide side with Henry. He's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. Henry. Oh, he's going absolutely nowhere as he is hit behind the line. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they'll see what they can do on 3rd and goal. To throw is Jackson.
Sir.
Flowers, he's got it. Touchdown Ravens. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Well, that drive felt like it took up an eternity. We finally have some action on the scoreboard.
Yeah, but plenty of action prior to, because that drive took up all the first quarter before we spilled into the second, and finally, points were registered.
On the other sideline, they're chomping at the bit just to get the football. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run for the first time here with Brian Robinson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The Georgia man, Roquan Smith, came in and got it. The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had it to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield. But he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Good clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get him off the field with a 3 and out.
And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And that will force a turnover on downs. Now it's Jackson. Sliding out of the pocket.
There you go.
Cardinals in there, thrown back over the middle, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And the Commanders are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half, because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. Let's see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. Now Daniels. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Now, if you're going to get rid of it, you better get outside the pocket.
Yeah, you have to get outside of that tackle-to-tackle box, right? Get out there, and then you can do it legally, but he wasn't able to do so, and they end up losing the down as well.
They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down. So that penalty will back them up half the distance to the goal line. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. Daniels going to throw for it. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. A surprising move to go for it predictably, at least somewhat predictably. It doesn't pay off, and it'll be a turnover on downs. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal line. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Now this defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number 1.
It should be number 1, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep it back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Another incompletion there. That's 5 in a row now to start this game. He's got to take a deep breath now, step back, shake it off a little bit, trust his offensive line, and hope that his play caller dials up something that can give him a completion and get him going.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Play action, now it's Daniels. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
That's now 6 dropbacks, 6 incompletions. Yeah, the defense been pretty good early, but he's got to start hitting some of those throws. He's making them better than what they actually are.
Off the play fake, Daniels. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Big strides, look at him go. And did he get in? No, down at the 1-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Robinson is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. To throw is Daniels. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Zach Ertz, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Commanders are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, a full half to be played. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gautin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. A one-touchdown ball game, 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
Trenton Simpson picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Well, they got the lead, but it's certainly not a big one. And how do you keep control of that lead? Certainly not by that last play there. They gave up a big sack on the first play of this drive. Now it's double the distance to the first down marker.
Daniels looking to throw. Zach Ertz has it complete. And all the way down to the 36-yard line. A huge play there for Washington. 48 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
Trying for the tight end, Ertz, and it's intercepted. And the Ravens are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And their defense just helped them out by getting the football back on the opening drive here in the second half. And now can the offense follow through with points on their first possession?
And that's a big one for them, because after the work the defense has done, they've got a chance here to open up this lead.
They call it no gain there on the first down play. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Now right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. And this time Jackson will throw it. Buying time to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep back over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards. Play action. Now Jackson. They'll roll him out right. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Rashad Bateman. 47 yards. And the Ravens will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third.
Partner, they had a good lead as they went in at the half, and they came out here in the second half and found a way to extend it. I love their consistency. Don't worry about what they said at halftime. This seemed like a team that was ready to play 60 minutes, and while this game is far from over, I love their approach.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first.
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Terry McLaurin, 81 yards. And the Commanders are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third. And now the Washington offense going to stay out there and go for two. They'll let Robinson try and run. And he will get into the end zone to cut the deficit down to 4. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. Steps away. That's caught. It's Flowers. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
They go play action with Jackson. Flush to his right. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. From the 48-yard line, here's second down and 7. Off the play fake, here's Jackson, out to his left. He'll get this to Flowers, left side. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 47 yards. And that's now 2 big catches on this drive for him.
You know, the NFL keeps talking about the possibility of using video for coaching on the sidelines. That's not approved yet, but you can still use pictures. They've got to send his picture down to their defense and say, you see him? Cover him. So with your team leading in the fourth quarter, you know you've got to run the football. They know you've got to run the football. Sometimes that means there's nowhere to run the football.
From back at the 4, here's second and goal. And a carbon copy there, at least as far as the results are concerned, as he'll be dropped behind the line yet again. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down. From the gun, Jackson rolling to his left. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And the end result of that play, you're almost not sure what you really want, because when he gets outside of the pocket, you actually hold your breath because you think he's going to run for big yardage. But when he chose to pull it down and throw it, and a play was made to knock it away, that's a pretty good end result. Not one you expected when the play began.
Here we go, a big play in a tight game late. They're going on 4th and goal.
13.
Jackson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and Washington will have it on the turnover on downs. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Throwing now is Daniels. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Running on first down, Eckler looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. They'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. Throwing now is Jackson. He'll buy some time right. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
And Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson could really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. Second half with the lead.
Game
This is
over.
when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive. Rolling to his right. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. Well, this, of course, set up by the stop a moment ago on 4th down, and now that might be the score that puts this one officially out of reach.
And it's a tough one because your hands are tied when you're losing in the fourth quarter because you know you've got to make something happen. They couldn't pick up the first down, and after that, the air just went right out of the balloon, and you knew you were looking at a defeated team.
And with a successful two-point try, the QB rolling out, I would imagine on the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run or pass.
Yeah, it really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the quarterback, someone to account for him, because oftentimes that is the unaccounted for player.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. This is 1st and 10. They go play action. Daniels. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Trenton Simpson in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory, and they were spurred on
One more win and I'm out.
in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Ravens are victorious here at...
That underground music, riding in the years, not used. Tighten up, you lose. I approve. I stamped and approved. Straight up to ground, make all you haters get down. You understand what I'm saying?
I can show you lame, gotta do this. Stack your money up, be about your business. They come with a wish list. They come with a wish list. I can show you lame, gotta do this. Stack your money up, be about your business. They come with a wish list. They come with a wish list. Hey, I met this girl the other night. She said she wanted me and be a money white. Respectfully declined because I said I got a wife. She said she wanted, but her best friend is going around the way. I started hearing about her type. Always with the ball players, that's the one she likes. She got a it's gonna get worse when I start doing Coliseums. Gonna be, I just call it how I see them. Let me clarify, I ain't talking about all women. Some just wanna settle down and have a couple cheering. For all my rapper homies, just be careful while you touring. You meet a pretty girl, but her intentions ain't the purest. I can show you lame, how to do this. Stack your money up, be about your biz.
Of a former piano factory. There's been plenty of music made on the field here in the decade since it opened back in 1998. Welcome everyone to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Justin Tucker has this all teed up. And we're off from Baltimore. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Beginning on the ground here with Dobbins. And he found some running room for a nice gain. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Here's 2nd and 2. Bails out of the pocket quick. That's an incomplete pass. Couldn't find a home there. First time this game they've looked to him. And what will they dial up on 3rd and short?
Can't cover it much better than that really well-covered feed on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
3rd down run by Dobbins. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Working quickly here. They're going for it. It's Herbert. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops.
Yeah.
And they drag him down just in time. He's shy of that marker. We've got a turnover on downs. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. First snap, and Lamar's going to throw. Forced out to his right. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. No luck finding his receiver that time. And now they face 2nd down. Lamar off the play fake. Rolling out to his left. He takes it himself. Bouncing football. And this goes out of bounds. The fumble not ideal, but hey, did end up being a small gain on the play. So near disaster a moment ago, but the drive's still in trouble if they can't convert on third. And they'll make the stop after a small push to the 34. Just 1 yard on the play. That leaves them with 4th and 4.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Offense looking confident, but they need 4 here on 4th down. Play fake. Jackson. Flushed out of the pocket. He's running for it. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
You know, these 4th down plays are all about trust. You lean into what you do best. Unfortunately, with the lack of execution, you're going to throw that one off the playlist.
He gets it forward, is still about a yard out of that. Namdi Matabike making that stop. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. Herbert from the gun. To his back, J.K. Dobbins. Still going inside the 35. Touchdown, Los Angeles! The Chargers take a 6-0 lead in the first quarter. J.K. Dobbins with the touchdown. Dicker's extra point is up and good. And the Chargers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Returning it from the 4. And he's walloped just as he gets across the 25. What a hit. He's down shy of the 30. They're out and set. 1st and 10. They go play fake with Jackson. Not enough on this throw. It hits the turf instead of his man.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Throwing again is Lamar. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did.
Well, no look on his first look of the game, and they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. The Ravens going to punt this away, and here's Jordan Stout to handle that boot. And he's just going to fair catch this one. That's brought in at the 39-yard line. No return on that punt. And the Chargers take possession. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Here's Herbert, 1st and 10. Finds a seam down the middle. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Kyle Hamilton with the pick. Space, left sideline, and he's off to the races. And forget the interception. He makes this a pick-6 touchdown. That play, Brock, that play was beautiful. Not just making the interception, but then seeing the return slowly come together in front of him as he took it all the way to the house.
Yeah, I think even for us up here in the booth, it looked like a scene out of a movie, didn't it? Starts running it back, scans the field for a lane, then the blocks come just in the nick of time to wipe out the would-be tacklers, and he's got open space and nothing but the end zone in front of him.
And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Herbert back to it after the pick. Short pass brought in. And he'll get it up to the 44. Offense in the hurry up here. 1st and 10. Herbert. Throwing the out route complete. And he winds up out of bounds, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the first quarter. 7-6 is our score. Back to the bank in just a moment. We're back and all set for the second quarter. Charger football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up. It's Herbert once more. He's got Quentin Johnson complete. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal. Dobbins goes up and over for the touchdown. The Chargers grow the lead to 7. J.K. Dobbins with the touchdown. All right, so this solid first half continues for Brock. They're into the end zone to extend their advantage.
And I think if you're a head coach, you've got to be very happy with the effort so far. You always preach about coming out strong, and they've been the ones dictating the tempo. As a result, they add to their lead.
Dicker on now for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Chargers grow their lead to 8. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Deontay Hardy to return. What a hit, and the ball's loose. And the fumble recovery is made.
You know, awareness, Kate, is one of the best skills anyone on the return team can possess. And normally it's just for hitting blocks and clearing the lane and doing their job. But there it was recognizing the fumble and locating it quickly to save the possession.
It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet. But if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
He lets a heater go deep. Middle. That's complete inside the 35-yard line. It's a full 40 yards on the play, Brock, and a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position by hitting on that shot.
Yes, sir.
Flip the field.
Touchdown, Baltimore! That is a touchdown to one of their prime receiving targets.
This is really what you pay your skill guys for. You know, I had an old coordinator say it's my job to get you a one-on-one. It's your job to go out and win it with a touchdown.
Jackson's throwing for it. And they draw up just the right throw, and we're tied.
I always say about the NFL game, it's a game of matchups. And that time they get the matchup they want, and they go right to it. It's a risky call throwing it for 2, but that risk pays off.
Darius Davis to return it. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down. Shotgun snap to Herbert. That brings us to the 2-minute warning at the Inner Harbor. The Chargers with a lot of ground between where they are now and where they need to go. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Here's Herbert. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. Not on the same page with his tight end. And that brings up 4th and long. They snap it to Herbert.
Yeah, give me that shit. We are.
Stepped in. It's intercepted. Brandon Stevens has it. And the Ravens bring it all the way back inside the red zone before he's finally hauled down. Wow, an aggressive choice to go for it on 4th and that kind of distance, and an equally aggressive play in coverage to pick that pass off.
Yeah, that down and distance, you're not running it, right? Too far to get to the stick, so that defense had all eyes on the quarterback. They knew that pass was coming, and it's one thing to know it, it's another thing to execute it and go take it away. That's a big momentum swing for this defense.
He was looking for Mark Andrews. So 2nd down coming up. Now Jackson off the play action. Rolling left, buying some time. He's going to keep it this time. And he doesn't slide down, and he pays for it. A big shot sends him to the ground.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line.
That is teaching tape for a linebacker. Read, react, and finish.
Timeout called by the Chargers. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Lengthy 4th down try here. They need 6. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Chased out to his right. And it falls incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. Throwing on first is Herbert. Johnston brings it in. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Tackled on the play by Marlon Humphrey. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Herbert. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Looking for his wide receiver there. So now they're going to have to figure out this 3rd down. Back now, pressure on its way. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down. The Chargers call a timeout. That's their last one. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Herbert on 1st down. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Couldn't make the connection. Was looking for Ladd McConkey. So it'll be 2nd down. Herbert throwing again. Diving right side. Got it. It's a great pickup. 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down. Herbert to throw once more. McConkey's got it on the sideline. And he's out of bounds after reaching the 40. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Now Herbert again. And that one's going to fall incomplete. No luck there. Just 11 seconds remaining.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
Oh no, they get him yet again! And the Ravens get the football back with minimal time to go in our half. Okay, Brock, now back-to-back drives where they have picked him off. That's got to be a worrying trend for these coaches who know how integral the passing game is to their game plan and their success.
Those poker players, the best of them, when they figure out a tell, they know exactly how to beat their opponent. This defense right now, they're reading this quarterback like a book.
Big catch made, and he got both feet in. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the 3rd quarter. Hardy on the return. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. They've got first down from the 31. The drive begins with Henry. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Lamar off to play fake. Escapes the pocket. He's got it deep downfield. It's a pickup of 39 yards. And that'll be first down, Baltimore.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. Trying down the middle with Henry. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
They send the tight end in motion left. They go play fake with Jackson. He rolls to his right. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Throwing on the run, deep down that left side. Took his shot at 6 that time. And now they're staring at 4th and long.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. But ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge gain. You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Choosing to bring it out deep in the end zone. This isn't even going to make the 20. The coverage team gets to him. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Herbert from the gun. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
From the 27.
Yeah, buddy.
Another interception. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens have it after forcing his 4th INT of the day. First and 10. Here's Jackson. Buying some time right. He's running. Oh, the football's loose. But it bounces out of bounds, so they'll retain possession. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Play fake. Jackson. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. Oh, they faked the spike. They're going to throw. And the nice gain is met by a punishing hit to bring it to a halt.
You know, that may have been a situation when you look back on it and he watches the tape the next day, and he's got to find a way to throw the ball because his running ability, while it gets him some yards, is not enough to get the first down.
Offense going for it here. 4th and 5. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts, as that'll leave them with just 2 to use the rest of the way. Staring at 4th down, the Ravens will go with Justin Tucker to try for 3. From the right hash, it's a 47-yarder. Oh, and that's not going to do it. He hooked it. The kick no good, wide left. That excitement brings us to the end of the quarter. They'll have a shiny new set of downs to play with to start the 4th. The Chargers have the ball, and they're going to need to score. They come in trailing. Markers reset, ball at the 37. 1st and 10, Herbert. He's on the move. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
Look at the coverage on that play, Kate. I love that. That is textbook defense right there. When the quarterback escapes the pocket, man, you got to find somebody. You got to go get sticky on your offensive guy. It's exactly what the secondary did, and it forces the throwaway.
Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. That's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. He's back to throw. Finds McConkey. This gets the 1st and more.
Thank you.
And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They go play action. Here's Herbert. Pass caught, 9-yard line. And that's a Los Angeles touchdown. A chance to take their lead beyond a field goal on this point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Chargers take a 4-point lead. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Return coming from the 6. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down.
Hey, Kate, the best kick returners I was ever around, really at any level, they want this opportunity. They want their chance to help their team. They know they're down, but they also know that return, especially a good one like this, can set the offense up for success.
Buying some time left. Defense is too much here. The Chargers drag him down. And they're going to have to regroup after this one.
Final quarter, this quarterback's just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. But the problem, defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own before they hit the showers, and they got one right there with that sack.
He stays up, and the defense waiting for him at the line, and he goes down.
Well, I think all quarterbacks have been there before. You start scrambling, you're hoping for something to materialize, and nothing does. You just try to get back to the line, live to play another day, and more importantly, avoid a loss.
Back to throw it. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. 4th down, that much tougher. That's the 2-minute warning here from Baltimore. Ravens losing by 4. Well, best of luck here. It's 4th and a considerable distance. He'll throw it. Headed out right.
Oh, what
And it's going to be incomplete.
Damn, bro, what the Chargers on? My God.
So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. Shotgun handoff for Dobbins. It is charged towards the line. It's right around 3 yards.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they need the same now here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Buys time, rolling right. Oh, he lost the football. And this is picked
Oh,
up by
yeah.
Higgins.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the defense has come through. They're in the end zone, and that gives them the lead. Great time to bring some extra pressure off that snap, and that made all difference in getting that fumble and the defensive score.
I could hear it in your voice. I think you saw it coming. I saw it coming. I think even the crowd saw it coming.
Yep.
That quarterback did not see that blitz coming, and boy, did it pay dividends.
So now after his second missed point after the game, he's hoping to strike this one a little better as he kicks it away. This one's going to bounce into the end zone and will end as a touchback. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. Timeout called by the Chargers. They're first. 2 timeouts remaining and some time left to use them. It's 1st and 10. Setting up to pass. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. Looking for the back that time. And it sets up 2nd down. He'll look to throw it. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
Well, both ends of their defense nearly came away with a huge play. Another step, and they sacked the quarterback. But even still, the hit altered the throw and almost set up a takeaway.
That throw finds Johnston. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
And he nearly gets to the 25 before going out. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains. Offense to the line for 1st down, conscious of that single timeout they've got remaining. And he's able to manage a couple on that run. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. Now a timeout with only 3 seconds left with, you'd all assume, right, a game-winning try on its way. So it's all coming down to a try from Cameron Dicker. This one from 42 yards out. The kick is good. He got it. And that, folks, is your game winner.
Wow.
The Chargers take this one on the road.
Good game, bro.
And it took everybody at the end. First to set up that field goal, and then for him to go out and win it with that accurate kick. It wasn't a dominating win by any means, partner, but a great show of resiliency to fight back and steal it away. So for Brock Heward, everyone here on our great crew, I'm Kate Scott, and this has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Chargers, as we say so long from Baltimore.
Should have won.